Welcome to ProfileTree TV, and today we're joined by Pat Ryan from Ryan's Cleaning. So Pat, thank you very much for taking time out to talk to us today. Really appreciate it. And it'd be great for you to tell us a little bit about your background and the services that your company offers.
Yeah, we started off many years ago. We were in general office cleaning for about a decade before we started up the events business, and we started up around 91, 92. And we started off with a festival called Tipp, or Féile as it was known back in them days.
I was at those events.
Yes, so you can still picture the mayhem that was there, particularly in Liberty Square. The photos are something to look at to this day. But they're interesting and embarrassing for some people, I suppose. But no, we started off around then, and it took off kind of from around that time.
Amazing, incredible, and good memories. I'd forgot about that festival, but yeah, I remember carrying the tent into the field, and as you say, the mayhem and what was left after. So you guys had the job of going in and sorting out all the problems.
We did. On the first year, we had nothing at all to do with Féile, but on year 2, we got the job of looking after the toilets in the stadium. And by the time it had finished in 95, I think it was, we were cleaning the stadium, the pitch, the campsites out in the race course, anything to do with it. We were doing the whole lot.
Incredible, and just shows you're obviously clearly providing a good service to grow the business and every year with that client.
Well, this is it, you know what I mean? And it was new to the country at the time. So cleaning of that type of an event was completely new as well. It was kind of what you might call in the old days, pick it, hump it and dump it type stuff, you know. It's a small little bit more sophisticated nowadays. Not much, it's the same methodology. But back in them days, it was new and we were inexperienced, for the want of a better way of putting it. No one ever heard of gloves or anything like that, you know.
It's amazing compared to, you know, we could talk about how business has changed, and actually be very interesting to see how your business has changed, as you mentioned. Yeah, no one would touch anything now without a pair of gloves and maybe a face mask as well.
And this is it, you know, and times move on, and you might say kind of we lost some of the innocence, I suppose, to a certain degree, you know. But then again, it probably needed to be lost with the way times changed. But no, to this day, kind of, okay, you wear gloves nowadays and you use litter pickers to a certain degree, but you still have to bend, you still have to pick it up, and you still have to get rid of it.
Yeah, no, this is true. And so how has your business then changed over the years? Has there been major changes in the industry? How have you managed to stay up to date with everything that's happening?
Oh, well, the main thing was that we reinvested every year, even in the early days when we saw the potential of it. We reinvested in equipment, manpower, all that type, anything that would help make the job easier. We did, and we went and had a look particularly in the UK, and saw how they were doing it. And lo and behold, we were doing it better than them. So we were kind of one up in the early days. When I talk about the early days now, I say by about 2000, we were way ahead of an awful lot of others.
Amazing. And what's been some of the biggest achievements then that you've had over the years?
We've had some massive achievements, you know what I mean, from the early days of Féile. We went on from there then to the first one we did was Robbie Williams in Slane. That was around 96, 97. But a big break then was in 2001 when we went into Fairy House, 2000 I think it was, into Fairy House for the Old Witness concerts. And we came out of that particular contract having secured the Fairy House racing contract itself. So some of our notable successes then after that was one that stands out and always will stand out for me was the Special Olympics in 2003. That was particularly good. And after that, then the Ryder Cup in 2006, the Olympics in London, we were involved on the outside stuff in Hyde Park in 2012. We were involved in the Queen's birthday celebrations that year, the Queen's Jubilee. So yeah, we've had quite a good few highlights, but they'll not beat the Special Olympics of 2003 in Croke Park.
Amazing.
That's the standout moment for me personally.
Amazing. It must have been some incredible event to be part of. So no, I can imagine why it stands out.
Yeah, no, it was, and it was absolutely, fabulous there to see the kids that were there and all the celebrities that came in. But one of the big things for us at that particular time as well was we took on two massive events that weekend. Obviously, it was the opening of the Special Olympics, but we also had M&M in Punchestown and that was a headbanger of a concert. And we were also doing the Killarney concerts in Killarney at the time. And it was the first time we'd done more than one event on the one weekend. And of course, two of them had to be the biggest ones in Ireland at the time. But we pulled it off.
Amazing, incredible. I'm starting to get freaked out now because I was at that M&M concert as well. I think you and I, we've probably met.
Were you stuck in the traffic at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh my word! We actually we just parked the car and actually slept in the car the next morning. So that's what we give up. That was it.
Sensible. You and thousands more like you. Now, in fairness, they had it right for the following night. But yeah, it was interesting times, let's say.
Incredible. I'm reliving my youth here. So all the concerts you've been to is amazing. So we both sell to B2B, and obviously as businesses it can be sometimes challenging to sell B2B. What have you found any challenges, or how do you find selling B2B?
Well, overall, kind of people know our service, and while it can be hard to sell to them at times, it's usually price related, because cleaning is usually bottom of the barrel. It's one of the most high profile things when it goes wrong, but the least thought of at the start. But there's a lot of challenges there at the moment for selling B2B now. Staffing is a massive one at the moment. And with Brexit coming down the road, we still don't even know how we're going to fare out regarding staffing. So that's one that has to be looked at just yet.
Amazing, yes. So always challenges, but we just have to keep rolling with them, I guess, is what we find.
This is it. You know what I mean? Life is always interesting. Jesus, there'll always something new come around the corner. And Brexit is no different. Okay, they might have got it wrong over there as we see it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and we just have to deal with it. Yeah. And my own personal view is the worst that'll happen is there'll be an awful lot more paperwork to be done.
Stop, huh? Oh, you're right there. So some things we can't change as business owners, and we just need to work our way around them, and that's keep the focus on the business and don't worry about what other people are doing, isn't that it?
Well, this is it. You know what I mean? Worry about you do yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Let them stand or fall on their own decisions. You make your own decisions and you stand or fall on them then.
No, this is true.
I always tell my managers here kind of that if your gut instinct is telling you it is right, it usually is.
Amazing. No, good advice. No, very good. And of course, especially in your industry, I'm thinking there's been a move towards green, and everyone's becoming more aware of the environment, which is only a good thing. Have you seen a big shift or change in your business then?
Oh, there's been a massive change. You know what I mean? Even we ourselves a couple of years ago had to change our attitudes substantially. Everything is going green, but we have to be realistic about what can be green and what can't be. There's a lot of Mother Save Earth types out there that just haven't a grasp on reality. But you know what I mean? We have changed our attitudes. I would say 90% of the time now, we do not send to landfill. We do recycle a lot on the sites. For instance, we would recycle cardboard cans, glass, anything that's readily recyclable. There's a lot of stuff left over on the camping ones that you can't recycle. So we send that to energy for waste or such like that, anything to keep it away from landfill. So there's been a massive change in attitudes down through the years, but unfortunately not everyone understands the problems that's there. For instance, a promoter might be, to do with his license, might be under severe time restrictions. So you don't necessarily have the time to do what you would like to do. And at the end of the day, it's all down to the punter coming in that gate. And the punter usually coming in that gate loves to recycle. But by God, 2 or 3 pints later, one bin looks the same as another. And that is a problem. It's a big educational thing, I reckon. The youth of today are learning it in school. Unfortunately, a lot of the youth that's out there didn't learn it in school. So there is a bit of a sea change to take place yet. We would be way ahead now of a lot of our competitors regarding being green and being realistic about what can and can't be done.
Amazing. And do you think businesses themselves then could bring this into their own practice? Do you think that, you know, us as corporates could do something to be better and more green?
Without a shadow of a doubt, they can. And one of our big clients now, the likes of Croke Park, have taken it very much on board in that they have a zero to landfill up there. For instance, when we're cleaning up after a match in Croke Park, we do 3 litter picks. First, we pick the recyclables, then we pick the general waste, and then we pick any compostable or food waste. So there's 3 picks. And, you know, the amount of general waste that you would end up getting is limited enough after a match like that. So, you know what I mean? But that's because Croke Park have the vision to see what's involved and to do it in other ways. For instance, before we took over the contract there in Croke Park, they used to be washing all the concourses by power wash. And that was using a phenomenal amount of water. But now we brought in right-on scrubber dryers and stuff like that, and we wouldn't use a fraction of the water that they used before, but they come at a cost. And thankfully, while we would have our arguments with Croke Park, usually they do see the light at the end of the day, to be fair to them. But there's a lot of other businesses that could do more, and to be fair, most of them are starting to take it on board now.
Incredible. No, it's amazing. And I know you've won a few awards, so something that attracted us to reach out to you. So you wouldn't mind telling us some of the awards that you've won recently?
Yeah, we've got lucky kind of to a certain degree, I suppose. But we have a very, very good staff here, and it's thanks to them that we have won awards. Like this year now, earlier in the year, we won Best Supervisor in Ireland in Dublin, which was a brilliant achievement for our girl Christina Ardeline that works in the Bord Gosh Energy Theatre for us. Then we got the Tipperary family run firm here in Tipperary, which was very pleasing. But we won Best Cleaner 2 weeks ago at the Facilities Management in Ireland. And that was very, very good. You know, it's recognition that we're doing something right. We brought a lot of systems on board to help us with this. Like we wanted a few companies in Europe, for the want of a better way of putting it, that have ISO 9001, ISO 14001, which is the environment one, ISO 18001, which is the health and safety one, and we have 121, which is events related and was brought in at the Olympics to help make events run more smoother and more efficiently. So we have invested a lot of time and money in it, but we've also invested in our teams, our management, our supervisors, trained them to have the experience. Some of them are there for donkey's years. There's some of them there nearly as long as what I am. So that's a testament to how good they are, and B, how they like the business.
Incredible. No, it's amazing, and I can clearly see the investment, and it's paying off. So, and I know ISOs are not easy to get. It does take a serious investment of time and money to get those.
Oh, it does. It does. And there's an awful lot of paperwork involved in it. And they've been talking about being green. Computers haven't been the be all and end all either of of these systems, kind of that we thought it would be. But no, it's what the ISOs do for us as a company is it brought a management structure to our company that we can follow. And at the moment, we're investing substantially in IT and with various IT systems to help us run the business. Like, for instance, at the moment, we're setting up a thing called Lightyear, where suppliers will invoices directly to an email address, and that is filtered out to the direct manager or supervisor that ordered that service for them to sign off. So we're reducing the paperwork there in that the same, we're not having 3 or 4 people handle bits of paper. And SharePoint is another thing that we have invested heavily in. And, we're trying to move further along that line of investment.
It's amazing how things have changed then. It's incredible.
Substantially. And the one thing where all this investment is that I suppose I, as the owner, and my family involved, is that we've never received a penny aid from any government agency or anywhere else for investment. We have done it at all times out of our own pocket and just got on with it.
Amazing.
It can be a little bit of a sore point where you see multinationals coming in and they're going to supply 10 or 15 jobs and they could get $1 million or 2 in grants. And we go cap in hand and we're told go take a hike. But having said that, look, you just get on and you'll be independent and you'll be holding to no one then.
No, amazing, and what a testament to what you guys have done. So incredible, and it's a family business then.
Oh, very much so, and always has been from the day kind of, when we started this back around 91, 92, our family was very small. My wife was going around the hill of sleighing, and she had 3 or 4 of the younger ones, and she trying to supervise as well. But down through the years, then kind of all of them would have been involved at some stage or other. Not all of them liked it. But at the end of the day, I give them their PlayStations and give them their mobile phones and stuff like that, so they can't crib too much.
No.
But 2 of them are involved heavily at the moment, which is in it. Patrick, my third eldest son, and my eldest daughter, Ashley. For the want of a better way of putting it, they're probably the heir appearance.
Amazing. No, that's amazing to hear. Great. And it's great to hear, family businesses doing so well. So it's great to see. And obviously you've had a very successful business career. So I'm just wondering, would you have any tips or advice to businesses who are starting their journey or at early stages?
Just get out there and work hard at it. And if they don't fail the first time, they'll fail the second time somewhere along the line with it. But just be willing to get up and go again. We were up and down in the early years. We had to stick at it. It was hard graft. I would not underestimate that. But I would say to anyone starting out, do the courses, take the advice, what have you. If you only take 10% from a course or take 10% of advice off of someone, you'll go far.
Amazing.
But you have to be willing to listen.
Very good, yeah. No, good advice. No, and then how do you stand out then from any competition? Do you position yourself in a unique way?
We do. I make no bones about saying it. Our biggest advantage in standing out is we're so bloody good at the job. We do it right each time, on time, every time. For instance, if a promoter has say 3 gigs going on, or even you take Croke Park, might have 2 big matches on a Saturday and a Sunday. Well, both of them have to be able to open their gates at 9 o'clock the following morning. And that place has to be as clean as the first day for the patrons coming in. So, there is pressure there. and we're good at that. All our managers are very good at that. They know the important parts. As John Probin, who's with Festival Republic there now, he was Live Nation in the UK. He said, Pat, what I like about all your people is they're out on the site looking for trouble. They're not waiting in the office waiting for it to come into them. They're getting out there, seeing it, sorting it before anyone knows about it. And that would be one of the key things to it, would it? And getting people like that behind you is half the battle.
Incredible. So no, what a good advice as well, and being proactive and making.
Oh no, you have to be proactive. Why sit? Now I have seen others, other cleaning firms, and they will tell you, oh, we have a customer service office. Yes, a customer service office is not much good if outside the door is filthy, you know. It's as simple as that. Get out and do it, and spot what needs to be done before the client does.
Amazing, excellent. And what's next then? If you're obviously ISOs are covered, you're heavily investing in tech. So where do you see Ryan's Cleaning then develop over the next couple of years?
We want to expand the firm more to both what we would call the indoor shows, namely the winter stuff. That's high on our agenda, but we are moving into Europe. For instance, my son is going out to the south of France to a gig called Snowbox in March, towards the end of March, I think it's happening. He's doing that out there, and we're negotiating in the Netherlands to partner up with another cleaning firm out there to do 3 concerts with them in April. So in order to maybe be a bit proactive with Brexit as well, we feel Europe is another boundary for us to cross and try and conquer, for the better way of putting it.
Amazing. And I've no doubt that you're going to do that. Incredible.
Yeah, because we just don't do festivals and stuff as well. You know, we do horse racing. We have every major horse racing venue in Ireland, from the Curragh, Leopardstown, Punchestown, Galway. Now there's a challenge. Galway, 7 days, heavy going down there, and every year without fail they can open that venue on time the following day. So we would hope to branch more into that on the UK side initially, and then try and move that on as well. Now, having said that, that's for the younger generation to kick on with, not for me. I'm sailing off into the twilight years shortly now, I reckon.
I don't believe that for a second. I can imagine you'll still be pushing on.
That's what I say every January without fail.
I know a few people who are like that. No, brilliant, excellent. Well, no, Pat, thank you very much for taking time out and telling us about your business and what you've done and how the industry has changed over the years. It's been very entertaining and interesting. So if anyone watching this is interested in finding out more about your company or reaching out that they have an event that they need support with, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, they can either email us, email pat.ryan@ryanscleaning.com, or go to our websites and they will find the numbers of our Irish office here in Tipperary, but also our UK office in Birmingham. They'll have no problem finding us. Google Ryan's Cleaning, and thankfully we are still popping up in the top 3 and with that. And we'd be more than happy to welcome anyone that wants to have a chat with us, or even if they're only looking for advice. We don't have a problem there.
Incredible. Again, Pat, thank you very much for your time today. It's been brilliant.
And thanks very much for taking the time to call us.
Oh, brilliant. Cool. And thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the chat with Pat. Do check out his site and see what the family business are doing. It sounds incredible. And hopefully you'll tune in for tomorrow's video. It's Kieran from ProfileTree. We're the content marketing agency here in Belfast. Talk soon.